We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2057, and it's Thursday.
Yep.
Case study number 4. All week this week, we are doing case studies, one each day. We've profiled 5 very successful Land Academy members. This is number 4. This is a first-generation European couple and business owners that generate legacy wealth by flipping land. They've been with us for a really long time, and they have a very, very interesting story. I'll put it like this. I want this to sink in. You are from America, let's say Ohio or California or Texas or anywhere. You move to Central Europe, choose the country. You might have a high school class or 2 in the language that's spoken there. So you need to learn the language. You need to support yourself while you're doing it. You need to learn the industry, the real estate industry, and all the while figure out all of that.
And geography.
And you name it. And then start buying and selling real estate to make it, to support yourself and your family financially. It's crazy.
Oh, and don't forget, and deal with the people that are struggling with your accent and struggling to understand you and
your culture and whatever.
Exactly. And you're trying to win them over.
These 2 people
to buy their property.
And are doing that. Mm-hmm. And I know why, because they're a blast to be around.
Yeah.
We've met them and
had them at our house.
Had them at our house, had them on the show. They've been to live events.
Yeah.
They have dynamic personalities, as do all these people this week.
Yep.
I have the least dynamic personality of all these people and Jill.
Stop it. Not true. All right.
Stay on the show. We answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum and take a deep dive into land-related topics by your request.
Okay. Kemma wrote, "Hello all. I have several deals where the seller has stopped responding to my calls after they've expressed an interest in selling. What do you all do here?"
So on your sheet.
I know.
Why do you look at me like that?
Go wait.
Are you confused
you know
about
why?
answering this?
Because you like me to read the question and you like to answer first. I thought you'd go first.
Jill doesn't have a ready answer.
Oh, I have a ready answer.
Well, then why would you look at me?
But you know what? I guess, you know what the look was? I'm going next.
Oh, right. God, Jill's got her sales thing on today.
No.
So keep your helmet on.
So, Kemma, this is usually a case of you didn't have this deal solidified and moving forward, and or you let too much time pass. Because if you had ended the phone call with, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to check this and this. I'm going to call you tomorrow, and then I'll have all my answers. I'll confirm what the taxes are. I'll double check access, whatever it is that you need to do. If you had had that conversation with them on Monday, told them you're going to call them on Tuesday, confirmed where to reach you and their number on Tuesday, and called back, followed up, and said, great, now we're opening escrow, and moved on forward, this would not have happened. So what happens usually in this situation is they change their mind. They start talking to people. They go to church and it comes up. And then someone says, well, shoot, if you're going to sell that for $5,000, I'll give you $5,000. That's what happens. Time kills deals. Again, and it's often somebody else got involved, right? Or maybe even at church, you have a realtor that said, whoa, I'm not going to let you sell that for $5,000. You're going to give it to me and I'm going to sell it for $20,000, right? Which is what you would have done. So that's another thing that happens, why you don't want to just even give it that a chance of happening and get it going. But then the other thing is, maybe they just get cold feet or they just get distracted.
Or they forgot.
And whatever was urgent then is not urgent now. The problem got, I wanted $5,000, but, it's actually going to work out okay. Because my job's fine. I got the car working, whatever it is. So that's it. Can you get them back? You could try. Like, I might give them a time or two. Like, I know I dropped the ball. Because there's a small chance that they had some life event. Maybe somebody passed and they're out of town. Maybe, there could be their job is really busy and they had to, whatever, they had to travel for work. So there's a small chance. So I won't just go dark too. And I will do all. I'm famous for calling. I'm going to text as soon as I hang up. I'm going to text them, "Hi, that was me. I'm calling to open escrow because I really want this property." Just say something like that. And they're all like, "Whoa, oh, okay, wow, this person's trying to give me money." Um, and then also follow up with an email because you don't know if their phone's not working, they're traveling. So you have all three ways. And I would do that, you know, maybe hit that. This is, on Friday, do it again on Saturday, and then try 'em one more time on Monday. Don't don't let it just go. And then you're gonna have to go, shoot, I blew it, and let it go. If you want to circle back later, maybe, but I often move on. Usually if you're doing this right, you have so much deal flow, then you've forgotten about it. And maybe they will come back to you in a couple weeks if it is something like that.
Here's the end all cure all silver bullet for these situations. If you have 25 deals going on, this will not matter. So I kind of disagree with Joe a little bit, although this is her side of the business. I don't think you did anything wrong at all. They responded, "Oh yeah, sure, I want to sell it," and maybe they were just having a great morning, and then they forgot it, or I don't know, who knows? If you have 25 deals going on, or some number all the time, there's going to be a certain number of situations just like this. There's going to be a few people that are going to respond and say on the other end of the spectrum, "Oh my gosh, thank you for calling. How fast can we get this deal done? I do need the money, and I want to sell my property. Thank you." And then there's a ton of stuff in between where they say, "Yeah, but not so I need a different price," or but so you've got 20 deals constantly going on. It becomes very impersonal at that point, which is my happy spot. The seller doesn't really have a name. It's just kind of an APN. And you're completing the transaction because it's part of a machine. But it's what these things happen when you're upset about a seller not responding, because you only have one or two deals going on and you're really trying to make the transaction happen.
Want to know the other thing too, Kemma? Make sure it's not you. Are you wishy-washy about doing the deal? I have every single person who calls me believing I want it and we have an agreed upon price, and I just need to check a couple things, and we're gonna move to the next phase tomorrow or the next, and whatever it is we figure out. Until I don't, because I don't want them to be shopping. I don't want them to be hesitating. I want them to know I'm ready. I got to check two things, but wow, this sounds great. Okay, so after I check these two things, I'm going to call you tomorrow. We're going to open escrow. And again, I always have a steps, always have moving forward, and I follow through. And if I can't do it tomorrow because I know I'm going to be on a plane all day, I tell them I'm going to be on a plane all day. I'm going to call you Wednesday morning. Where can I reach you? Is this the best number? What's a good time? I will do that.
This is a really good question.
Hmm.
This is really what happens. This is real world advice. Put yourself in the position of the seller. The seller has gotten in the last 60 to 90 days 4 offers. One and for a piece of property that the seller does no longer cares about, maybe, and they don't care if they sell it or buy it. All right. They get an offer for $32,000 from somebody across the country. And in all cases, the seller picks up the phone and returns the call. "Hello, this is Kemma, and I do want to sell my property. Give me a call, and I like your price." Silence. This is really what happens. The second offer was from Jill for $14,200. And the seller calls. Jill picks up the phone and calls back and says, "I looked at the deal, and we love this property, and we're going to resell it, by the way, or maybe not. I'm not sure, but all I can pay is $9,000 because of these reasons." "Okay, thanks very much." And then the seller calls two other people at different prices. This is the reality of 2024-25 in this business. Their sellers are getting multiple offers. The they If the other two people respond or don't respond, or however they respond, just like Jill's saying with the wishy-washy, "Well, I got to look at it and I'm not sure, and I'll give you a call next week." How's that sound? A lot of really just not without confidence. They're not going to call it back. That's just the way human nature is. And they're going to end up doing the deal with Jill for a lot less money because she's the one who's persistent and interesting person to talk to, and she follows through. Every tiny little step of the way, she's earning that seller's trust. So there's a huge dynamic about why people aren't calling you back. Some of it's just pure numbers, like I mentioned earlier. Some of it's because they really do want to talk to Jill and get a deal done.
Thanks.
So I would really encourage you to join our Thursday call. and ask Jill questions like this. Because I started this before Jill, her participation or her half of this business doesn't get covered as much as it should. It's all data and pricing and all of that. I'm glad you asked this question because there's an art to what Jill does to convert these to create an actual from nothing, create a real estate deal.
Thank you.
It's Thursday. Today's topic, case study number 4, 2 first-generation European business owners that have generated legacy wealth from flipping land.
So they came to us early days of Land Academy, like a year maybe in. I'm trying to remember, and it was maybe it was a year or two, and we had just started doing coaching. And I remember them booking
Oh
coaching
yeah,
sessions
sure.
with
I remember
you.
that too.
And because I remember this is good. So when y'all are listening, this is all real. This is true, and we love you. And it was funny though. I'm gonna tell you what happened at the beginning. Um, I remember you calling me and going, "I need your help. I have this coaching session. It's a husband and wife. I'm having a hard time even understanding them. Number one, and number two, they are not good in Excel. I'm struggling explaining some of the processes and the things that we have to do because I'm moving so fast in Excel. I'm not understanding where they're getting hung up. So I remember sitting there with you and I remember you saying at one time like, "Ooh, I hope they make it," kind of thing. And boy did they. And I remember
I
you
love that.
telling
It's a
them
great
like,
story, Jill.
"Okay, here's what you guys are going to have to do. The first thing you have to do is you're going to need to learn Excel." And it was just the sweetest thing and they did. He did especially. He like, "All right, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to Excel school." And he did. And it was like they had so much like I don't know if tenacity is the right word. They
It
would not
is.
yeah, they kept coming back for more. We're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Wow. Okay. Here's what you need to do now." And they kept coming back for more and I'm like, I didn't think they had it in them. And boy did they and just took it to the moon. So, what a sweet story. And it was fun because yeah, they would come to our live events when we had them in California. We did have them. They were in our advanced group because they went from 0 to 100 like fast,
Mm-hmm.
just because they couldn't they just bought in. Um, they live in the Midwest and they yeah, they came to our home and we got to know them really well. And they were in our advanced group. And so back then we had a party at the house way back when. It
Yeah.
was really cool and got to really meet them and hug her. Sweet couple. And they're just doing amazing. And they did a good job dividing up their
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities. Like, she's the phone person and he's the behind the scenes person. It works out great.
So my point in doing this whole concept this week is because there's serious consistencies in these examples. So they were already successful at somehow getting into this country, getting
Yeah.
citizenship, buying and selling land, learning.
Moving to
They're
a new
doing
home.
all the stuff by I think by comparison, are it's stuff's way harder than buying and selling real estate.
Right.
And so they've already successful doing that. They just
Hmm.
they just applied all that, whatever that is, the reason that they got successful, to buying and selling real estate. So those two are a pleasure.
Oh,
They're a
yeah.
pleasure to be around, and they're funny, and they look good together, and the whole thing.
They're
They have it
hilarious.
all.
You know what's great too? The thing about them is I noticed they set out to do well enough. I think their goal was to do well enough to afford the travel and fun lifestyle that, like, I think they're in Italy right now, not kidding. And it's funny because we're Facebook friends. She and I are Facebook friends. So I see pop up here and there where they are. So they did it. They wanted to do this to have that lifestyle where they could travel and have
Yeah.
fun, um, and just have a fun life. And it's great.
We have a whole slew of people that every month Jill and I get thank you notes from members and former members, and we have a whole slew of people that have done deals where that's it. They've made enough money for the rest of their life.
Yeah, like, thank you. Mic drop. I'm like, good for you.
I personally can't stop, and neither I know Jill can't either. We just can't stop.
True.
Obviously,
We have a problem.
this is how we're spending our day recording podcasts. We
Yep.
obviously cannot stop.
Exactly.
Join us tomorrow where we take a look at another case, case study number 5. The young, outgoing Southern Californian who generates 6 digits flipping land in a single county. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are
Jack
Jack and
Jill.
Jill.
Information
And inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.